Victory in 10 years was no fluke. The series was tied at 1. Game 3, behind the inspired play of Mitch Richmond, the Kings were on the verge of taking control of the series. Tyus Edney hit a key three-pointer with just under 6 minutes to go to give the Kings a 6-point lead. But the veteran Sonics rallied. The dagger in the heart came when Hersey Hawkins nailed a three-pointer with just over a minute to play to seal the win. Then Game 4, with Mitch Richmond sidelined by a sprained ankle, the Sonics went on to clinch the series. Tonight in Seattle, the Kings are hoping it's payback time for the playoffs. It's the Kings and the Sonics next. An early blast of winter in downtown Seattle as you look at Key Arena in the Pacific Northwest. It's home of the Western Conference champion Seattle Supersonics, who tonight for the second time in a week do battle with the Sacramento Kings. It's time now for the Southwest Airlines game preview. Fly Southwest Airlines, the low-fare airline. Hello and welcome, everyone. I'm Gary Gerald, and again, it's good to have you with us for Kings basketball. The Kings starting a very hectic stretch on the road. 9 of the next 10 are played away from home. And last night on the home floor at Arco, they knocked off the Milwaukee Bucks by 4 and come from behind fashion, now trying to generate a little momentum, but a very big challenge at hand. Jerry Reynolds is alongside for analysis tonight. And JR, in that victory last night, Kings for the first time really saw Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf and Mitch Richmond stepping up, putting up the numbers we expected they might be able to.
Boy, they sure did. They really came through as they're expected to all year long. But Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf and the Rock, here you see the numbers, 52 points on 20 of 36 shooting. So this is the kind of production that we're going to have to see also tonight. Here we'll see in a little bit, here you see the Rock really in rhythm, just stroking the outside, Jay. Really had it going all night long. And a little catch and shoot from Abdul-Rauf. Here again, this is the kind of shooting that must continue.
And there was great support off the bench, particularly from Corliss Williamson. Corliss, in his second year, came up with the second best scoring performance of his NBA career with 22 points, 17 in the first half.
Well, he was the guy that really kept the Kings in the game. The team was struggling early in that contest. And here you'll see Corliss get the ball in low, the quick spin move, and really he's establishing every night that he's going to be a consistent scorer for only a second-year player.
Now, on Monday night of this week at Arco, the Sonics manhandled the Kings by 16. Sean Kemp had a huge night with 31 points, but then he's gone on to have an even bigger week. 33 against the Warriors, 20 and 15 boards against the LA Clippers. He has been on fire.
Oh, he's just been unstoppable. Here you'll see the numbers for the week, and certainly Sean Kemp, everybody knows he's one of the premier players in the league. Here you'll see a little spin move, fadeaway jump shot early in the game against the Kings for 2. Now inside, showing the great body control and strength that he has also. And of course, you can't have a highlight without the Rain Man raining the dunk, and there he is.
And if the Kings are going to put out that fire and be competitive tonight, they've got to find a way somehow to contain Sean Kemp. Glad to have you with us in our Southwest Airlines preview of tonight's matchup. It's the Kings and the Supersonics from Seattle coming your way next. Pacific Northwest, where the Seattle Supersonics and their 6-2 record take on the 3-5 Sacramento Kings. Let's check out tonight's Folsom Lake forward keys to the game. Jerry Reynolds, what's the key for the Sacramento Kings tonight?
Well, certainly the Sacramento Kings have really got to take the bite out of Sonic crime, as you see. And what that means is the Sonics create more steals than any other team in the league. So the Sacramento Kings have really got to take care of the ball. And number 2, they got to turn the Rain Man's dunks into brief shower jumpers, which means the Kings have really got to get double team help on the Rain Man around the paint area and force him to shoot jump shots from the outside. And for the Sonics, certainly what they've got to do is try to keep Mitch and Mahmoud to 30-somethings, which means obviously the Kings know these two need to get 40-something for them to win. So that's a key. Also, Seattle wants to make sure they turn this game really an up-tempo game, get it into a Sonic pace up and down the floor.
George Karl, of course, is the head coach of the Seattle Supersonics. Last year, he guided them to 64 regular season wins, which was a franchise record, and then on through the playoffs. They got to the finals where they lost in 6 to the Chicago Bulls. We sat down within the last hour with George Karl, and we talked to him about the fact that his club has now won 5 in a row, and just asked him, George, has this club now hit its stride?
I think we've gotten better in all the games that we've played. Offensively, especially, I think we started to pass the basketball like we're capable. And Sacramento was a great game for us, shooting at almost 60%, maybe 60% for the game. Defensively, with the changes of McIlvain in the lineup, I think we're a little hesitant in some of our rotations, which, as much trapping and rotating that we do, when you get hesitant, you give up a lot of easy stuff. And so I think that was one concern. And again, in the Sacramento game, we went out to more of an all-trapping type of philosophy, and I think it made us better.
How paranoid do you get as a season kind of unwinds?
Well, after the Atlanta game, I didn't think we could ever beat anybody. I thought we were going to lose every game. Coaches are real scared early in the season. They don't know how good the other teams are, and they really don't know how good their team is and how much experience, how much confidence they've gained from the past year or the past training camp. So I think the month of November, the first 6 weeks of the season are really, I think after that, I think we know who we are a little bit better, and we kind of have a better, maybe better personality, but those first 6 weeks are very difficult.
Is it tough right now to get a read on who the real powers are in the Western Conference?
I think so. I think all you're seeing is film, and we have not played Houston or the Lakers. We played the Lakers in exhibition season, but we played Utah early. We know they're going to be there. San Antonio without David Robinson is a totally different basketball team. So I think we're just worrying about ourselves right now. Trying to get through the month of November. We have, I think 11 out of 17 on the road in the month of November. So if we get through the month of November with a positive record, I think we're going to be fine.
Sonics, in their 5-game winning streak, have now defeated Phoenix, San Antonio, Sacramento, Golden State, and the LA Clippers most recently. Let's check out tonight's Budweiser starting lineups that are being introduced now here on the public address system at Key Arena. For the Sacramento Kings, it'll be now a somewhat familiar starting 5 in the absence of Brian Grant, of course, who had shoulder surgery earlier in the week. Billy Owens, Olden Polynice, and Dwayne Carswell, the front line, with Abdul Rauf and Richmond, who were sensational last night in Sacramento against Milwaukee, but played a lot of minutes. Karl will come back with his veteran starting 5. Only one significant change from a year ago, and that's Jim McIlvain in place of Irvin Johnson at the center position. It's still Peyton and Hawkins backcourt, and always dangerous and versatile Detlef Schrempf joining Sean Kemp on that very productive front line. Harry St. Jean and his ball club hoping that they can continue to show some signs of improvement that they saw last night. The Kings shot a season-best 53%. They did their best job in the 8 games they played at protecting the basketball with only 14 turnovers, and certainly those type of numbers would be welcome tonight if they can be competitive against the Sonics club that has absolutely dominated them, with the exception of the playoffs last spring. We were almost facetiously asking George Karl about how paranoid you get, but he's notorious for that, and he literally was scared to death at the first of the week on Monday night when these clubs met in Sacramento. He was just such a frustrated coach, but then he saw his club come out and shoot better than 60% against the Sacramento Kings and breeze to the 16-point victory. Officials tonight, that's Joe Borgia along with Paul Mahalik, and on the right Ken Mauer, all 3 veterans to the NBA awards, and they handle the whistles in this one. So we're about ready to get this one underway. Billy Owens, who last night struggled just a little bit in the victory over Milwaukee, but then most of the damage for the Kings was done by the 3 men that we mentioned in our open. Richmond, Abdul Rauf, and Corliss Williamson off the bench. Gary Payton, all-star, dream teamer. They'll be matching up in the backcourt tonight with Abdul Rauf, while Richmond, the Kings dream teamer and all-star, goes against Hersey Hawkins. There's Squatch, the mascot for the Sonics, who cranks up the decibels and gets this place rocking. 17,100 capacity here at Key Arena, now in its 2nd year of availability after a wholesale renovation. A magnificent job at converting this arena into up-to-date, state-of-the-art NBA standards. So we're underway. Sonics, of course, in the home whites, and it's Peyton who goes to work. And defensively, the Kings are going to put Richmond on him to start the ball game.
Certainly, Gary St. Jean's hoping that not only Mitch can slow Peyton down, but also stay out of foul trouble, which will be a real key.
Kemp with a wild runner, no good. Tipped off the glass and controlled by Billy Owens. So the Kings have their hands on the ball for the first time tonight. Hollanese dumps it out to Owens straight away. Passed up an opportunity for a good three-point look. Mahmoud with a skip pass cross court, just out of bounds with 8 seconds on the shot clock.
Well, the Kings were really fortunate there not to get a turnover because Mahmoud did leave his feet and really without a good clear idea of what he wanted to do there. And fortunately, the Kings got it back.
Shot clock hits 5. Now Owens goes to work. Plants, flips with the left hand off the iron into the hands of Sean Kemp. Talked so many times about the versatility of the Sonics and the many scoring weapons they have, and there's one of them. Detlef Schrempf with a nice baseline reverse for the first bucket of the ball game.
And as you said, versatility. That's this guy's. That's what he is. He's as versatile as any player in the NBA. Can play about 4 positions.
Schrempf picking up Owens well outside the three-point arc. Billy circling, looking, waiting for somebody to free up. Shot clock is already down to 4, so Richmond fires long range. It's well short. Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf couldn't get it. The lead out to a leaping Hersey Hawkins, and the Sonics have the first 4 points of the night.
Well, that was just a tough break for the Kings because just really a long rebound that Mahmoud went for, and he should have went for it, but just couldn't come up with and created an open basket.
Peyton defends against Abdul-Rauf. Duly acquired in the Sharunas-Marciulionis trade last summer. Here's Coswell from 12. Got it on the feed from Mitch Richmond. So the Kings are on the board thanks to Dwayne Coswell.
Well, it's good to see Dwayne Coswell get started well, and of course Mitch knew that he would draw the attention as he came off that screen.
Hollanese working on Sean Kemp. Puts it on the floor, draws the double team. Out on top, it's Schrempf. Kemp from the baseline. This one doesn't go. Coswell tracks it down. Chance for the Kings to tie it up.
Well, it's really good to see Sean Kemp shooting jump shots, too, and that was a key for this game, and so far the Kings have made him do that.
Sean Kemp was sensational Monday night at Arco with 25 first-half points. This time he'll try to get his first point for the night from the free throw line on the foul call against Olin Hollanese.
Now you will see Kemp really gets the ball in too deep here. You see him in the paint when he catches. Coswell comes to help, but he's in so deep that he really can't get to him in time.
In the Monday night ball game, Jerry, a lot of folks were saying that the Kings were trying to just throw single coverage against Kemp, that it was straight up man-to-man Hollanese on Kemp. Actually, it was a case, I think, of the Kings were trying to double, except the rotation were just slow, and Kemp was getting off so quickly that the Kings couldn't get a second defender there.
Exactly, and Sean is one of those guys that you have to be rotating as soon as the ball's in the air in his direction, not after he catches it. He's just too athletic to wait and try to time the double team.
Sonics last played on Thursday night in L.A. against the Clippers. Gary St. Jean wants a 20-second timeout, and he is unhappy about something, and I don't know if it's on the offensive end or the defensive end, but he's frustrated right now as he circles the troops here for some very earnest conversation. We'll be right back in Seattle. Unusual to see the Kings take a 20-second timeout with less than 3 minutes gone in the ballgame, but now coming out of the timeout, they're at 10 seconds on the shot clock.
I think it's a good timeout. I think Gary wasn't comfortable with what his team was doing offensively and wanted to get squared away.
McElvey clears the boards off the missed shot. Hersey Hawkins from the perimeter comes up short.
Well, you're seeing Olin Hollanese very active already tonight, and that's a good sign because he certainly was last night, and kind of getting back to the Olin Hollanese that we expect.
Had a double-double last night in the victory over Milwaukee. The three-point Abdul Rauf field goal pulls the Kings to within one at 6-5.
Boy, he just is so quick getting that ball away. Just a catch-and-shoot guy as quick as anybody in the league.
Hersey Hawkins now. They've got a mismatch somewhere. It's Kemp in the middle trying to beat the double team. Goes off the glass for his first field goal. A little confusion on the Kings defensively that time.
Yeah, that was Olden Pollen. He's kind of left Kemp to help out, and I think that, you know, Gary's trying to remind him that, no, you don't need to leave Sean Kemp for any reason.
Got an offensive foul called on Dwayne Coswell as he tried to free up Billy Owens at the right elbow. So that will turn the ball over into the possession of the Supersonics. Go back and look at this sequence, and you can see Coswell and Detlef Schrempf come together. That was the whistle. Payton in rhythm.
Well, Gary Payton, just in the last about 3 years now, just his perimeter shooting just gets smoother and better every year. And for a guy that wasn't supposed to be a good shooter when he came out of college, now he's becoming an outstanding shooter.
Billy Owens, entry pass to Polonius for the jump hook, comes up short. Sonics are there for the rebound. It's Matt Levine once again. Payton pushes the tempo. Comes into the lane, in the air, dumps it out to Hersey Hawkins. Now it's Detlef Schrempf. Payton with the turnaround from the baseline. Owens rebounds. Kings have got numbers if they hustle. Abdul Rauf from the perimeter misses this one badly. That was an air ball. Payton pulls up for the 17-footer and slides it down. And it is a 7-point Seattle lead.
Well, it's hard to believe Abdul Rauf shoots an air ball, but had an open shot, just missed it badly.
Timeout is taken by the Sacramento Kings, so we'll take the break as well. Not quite 5 minutes gone here, and it is a 7-point Seattle lead as the Sonics come out of the box quickly. Kicking off this break, a message brought to you by Southwest Airlines.
Greer's putting the ball on a play. He gets it out deep, and Havlicek steals it. Havlicek stole the ball. It's all over.
Stolen, I think, with the doctor. Yes, he's got it. Here he comes. Hey, rock the baby to sleep and slam dunk.
The look away to Livingston. Jordan. Oh, a spectacular by Michael Jordan.
I want you out of here. Both of you, out, out.
What were his exact words?
That if I didn't back off, I wish I did.
Oh, I've never been so happy to see anybody in my whole life.
What's going on?
My students are trying to kill me.
My name's Smith. I'm her substitute. I'm in charge of this class.
He's off school grounds. I don't want to kill him right off.
Life's a chess game, Juan. This is a crucial move. I want you to think it over.
The Substitute, playing this month on Direct Ticket, only on Direct TV.
When you compete in sports, there are some basic rules to follow. I'll start with respect.
Play fair.
Or just don't play.
Keep your cool. Lead by example.
Be proud.
Accept winning and losing with class.
No taunting.
And always stay positive.
So don't just practice your sport. Practice sportsmanship.
So as we welcome you back to Seattle, the Sonics 5 of 9 here in the early going, and a quick blitz, Jerry Reynolds.
Yeah, and here you saw him, really Olden Polly's make a little bit of a defensive mistake. He steps out to help on Hersey Hawkins, and Kemp makes him pay for it. Now Gary Payton on the other end, no wasted motion, just pushes the ball, shoots the jumper, and that's what this team does as well as any in the league.
See the shooting numbers here. Sacramento has hit only 2 of 8 chances. 6 unanswered points over the last minute and 10 seconds by the Sonics as the Kings come out of the timeout with the possession.
Well, Gary St. Jean wants to make sure this team understands what his role is here and don't try to get into a real tempo game with Seattle so early because it's not to their advantage. And he certainly called timeout to point that out.
Illegal defense warning has been whistled. George Karl on bended knee at the opposite end of the floor. Stop by Incredible Universe. Vote for the Kings Incredible Player of the Month. When you vote, be sure to circle the Packard Bell or Kings logo for your chance to win a new Pentium computer. Polonius on the perimeter with the entry pass for Billy Owens. Owens draws the double team, looking for the cutter. The ball is deflected, goes out of bounds to Sacramento. Still plenty of time on the shot clock for the Kings.
One thing the Kings are trying to do is find a mismatch, but against Seattle it's hard to do because even if there is, they double the ball on all situations anyway.
Richmond feeds it back to Polynice. Now the clock is at 7. Polynice with a shot, no good. Tipped out by Cosgrove Owens. Partially deflected, but it goes in. McElvain got a hand on it. The trajectory initially was going to go glass, but with the deflection, it found nothing but net.
Yeah, that ball wouldn't have went in if McElvain hadn't touched it. I think it'd have went glass, but it would have been too hard. So give an assist to Jim McElvain there.
Inside the Kemp. Oh, my. There is vintage Rain Man.
If you let Sean Kemp catch it in that deep, you're going to get dunked on. That's as simple as that.
6 points for Kemp. And a 7-point Seattle lead once again. And the crowd, of course, has come to expect that here in Seattle in the last few years. Let's go back and take another look.
Now look where he catches the ball, how deep it is. He's middle of the paint. Whambo, I mean, he knocks some earwax out of people on that one.
Get one of those balding tattoos on your forehead there.
Oh, my goodness.
Comes through the cords. This is Polynice now working against Kemp. Here comes the double team. Raouf takes it into the corner. Got a whistle here, and Mahmoud apparently hit the out-of-bounds strike.
Yeah, this Seattle defense is just stifling right now. They're really feeding on their offense and putting extra pressure on, and Mahmoud just really didn't know where he was on the floor, and obviously Saint don't know quite what to think about it.
You know what's in store, but somehow it's very hard to deny it.
Well, you know, you can't prepare for their defense because they're the only ones that play it like that, and they play it better than anybody.
Kemp working against Polynice. Takes the baseline, looking for some help. Around the horn they go. Detlef had a look, but he takes it inside, kicks it out. Here's Kemp once again. Great ball movement. Payton with 1 on the clock. Got it! 3.
That's just championship caliber ball movement. Didn't have a shot. Good defense by the Kings, but boy, they just kept moving until they got one.
Looking for Mitch Richmond, can't find him, so they go inside. Owens off glass with a left hand. He ends up on the floor. Gets back to his feet. Long lead pass to Detlef Schrempf. The Kings will be making their first substitutions at the next dead ball. McElvain from just above the free throw line. No good.
Well, their offense puts so much pressure on the defense because you've got to run back and cover the basket, and then trailers get easy shots like McElvain did there.
Polynice open, block. McElvain, number 3 shot blocker in the NBA. Payton with the setup. Kemp couldn't get there for the alley-oop, but he's still working on it. Blocked this time by Polynice. Kemp gets it back. Shovels to the corner. Hawkins uncontested 3. Not there.
Great defense by Mitch Richmond that possession. He got back and really stopped Sean Kemp by putting a big, strong body on him and turns it into 2 points for the Kings.
Good look by Mahmoud Abdul-Raouf, who saw Billy Owens curling from the opposite side of the floor, alone on the baseline, and he got the reverse. A 6-point Seattle lead, 4:10 to play in the opening quarter. Payton backing Richmond down, now frees up for the 3-point attempt. This was well short, but there's Ricky Hawkins. Payton will launch again. This one, not quite there. Tipped away out of bounds. Abdul-Raouf got a hand on it. Limited number of Kings season tickets available in selected locations at Sacramento's Arco Arena. If you're interested in a full season of exciting NBA basketball with the Kings, call your ticket office 928-3650 during regular business hours. Substitutions as Michael Smith and Tyus Sidney are in for the first time tonight. Michael Smith now defending against Sean Kemp. Here comes Help. Got a whistle here, no continuation. The foul call on Michael Smith.
And I think Gary St. Jean put these guys in right now more for defense and offense because he wants to establish a little different look. Here you'll see Michael on Sean Kemp, putting a body on him, fighting him a little bit. But you can't stop that guy.
Well, the Sonic shot 60% for the ball game against Sacramento Monday night. They're shooting 58% right now. And pushing up a notch was the 3-pointer from Sam Perkins. Who's good. He just came in. And that makes it a 9-point Sonics lead. Richmond gets by Payton, fires from